Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. You can't? Yep.
I was just telling Kyle to turn up the music. Can you guys hear the music? No, we can't hear the music, Kyle. Trying to get hype up in here. Kyle and I are jamming right now. We're thinking everyone's got like this music. DJ Kyle's in the house. No, man, but I could hear it when you talk. It's so interesting. Anyway, so turn it up louder, Kyle.
It's up all the way.
All right, cool. Don't turn it up then.
All right.
Oh, good. All right, you guys, it is 9:30 Hawaii time. I am super stoked. I don't want to waste a second. I'm so excited. Hi, April. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're coming from. I think this is always so fun. We have 5 pages of people that have logged on here to learn from the master, Eric Worre, today. So I just wanted to do a quick introduction and give him a little bit of time. I'm sure he's on here. I gotta just
I'm here.
Of course you are. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So I just wanted to say I was very prayerful this morning. Eric, Kyle, and I prayed over you this morning. We prayed over everyone who was going to come to this call today and truly seeking the will of God in our lives. That's what we're all here to do. So I just want to say, you know, throughout my life, I've had a few people, a few mentors who can go right down into my heart and pull me right back out of where it is that I'm supposed to go, to diminish my distractions, to help me to focus, to stay true to who I am. So number one, that person is God, right? Number one, always God, giving credit to the Lord. Number two, I would say that person is Kyle, right? My partner, my spouse. Number three, that person is Emily Wright, the only female owner of doTERRA, who is amazing, who I'm sure every single one of you have hugged in your life. Maybe not Eric. I don't know if he's had an Emily hug yet, but you know, coming soon, right? And we all know the heart and the soul and the mission of doTERRA and why we love it and why we are so committed to helping it grow, right? And that was three, right? Number four, would be Eric Worre, Mr. Eric Worre in the house. At any time throughout my last, more than a decade of building the network marketing business, the professional, you know, being in doTERRA, I always look to Eric as my friend, first of all, as kind of an older brother. See, I'm the oldest in my family, so I don't have like an older brother like kicking the pants. It's very difficult to tell the oldest child what to do, right? Because we're in charge, but we all need that person. And the last thing I want to say is, as I turn the time over to Eric, is get closer to the fire. There's so many people who message me and they say like, hey, I'm not sure. Are you sure that everyone is made for this? I'm not sure if that's me anymore. I don't know if I can do this and you know what? I've felt those things too. And Eric knows that. I'm very open and honest with him as my friend and mentor. I get stuck. I don't know where to go as the leader. I've got to raise my leadership lid, right? And what I can say, I know absolutely for positive, you've got to get closer to the fire. You got to show up. You got to be as close to the owners, as close to Eric, as close to your leaders as possible, because then you can go and spread that warmth, right? If you felt a little bit cold, yeah, April, thank you for the fire. Throw a fire in the reaction. Do you guys know where the reactions are? Give me some fire in here in the comments and in your reactions. And I just want to thank so much. Kyle and I both are so grateful for Eric as our friend and mentor. The guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to go ahead and just turn the time over to you, Eric, to share what's on your heart and give us some strategy. So thank you so much for being here.
It's my great pleasure. I can't see the chat. I can just see you guys. If I say hi.
38 people in there. Let's see. Oh, you know why? Because it's direct messaging me. Why is that? Everyone's message. Go ahead and if you comment, change it to not just to Kyle and Kierston, but to everyone, because I got a lot of messages in my chat.
It's not giving me the option for some reason.
Yeah, it could
Chat's
be
not an option.
It could be a setting that got messed up.
No worries,
So-
no worries, no worries, no
Yeah.
worries. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to see the chat, but I will, because I want to ask a couple questions.
No,
about it.
nobody sees the chat.
No, nobody can see it.
All right, we'll see if we can fix that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'll be the translator. I'll tell you what they said.
Yeah, right. If we do, fantastic.
Cool.
Look, for those of you that we haven't met, it's nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? I'm proud of you for being an entrepreneur and making this decision. I'm proud of you for choosing network marketing. I'm proud of you for choosing the company that you're with. I think your company's spectacular. I'm proud of you for being on here. There's a lot of other things you could do. A lot of distractions show up. A lot of people that should be on here aren't. You know, maybe they'll be watching on replay, and that would be great. But you just being here tells me that you're hungry. You've got some unfinished business. You feel like maybe there's another level for you. There's another gear for you. There are levels in this entrepreneurial journey for sure. And I'm gonna, with your permission, I'm gonna give you some pretty straight talk, if that's okay. And
I prepared them for it.
all right, good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'll give you some straight talk and also let you know at the end that I have some answers for you. I have a way for you to be able to not just have an income in be an earner, but really be a leader. Not just be able to get customers, but to build a bigger team and to be able to get the leverage from that team. So where do I start? I was just talking with a couple different leaders, and they were a little bit frustrated with their teams. Any of you frustrated with your teams? Just like, what? Come on, what is going on? Did you notice during the pandemic, so many lessons came out of the pandemic, and one of them in particular was restaurants. You saw how restaurants struggled, right? They had, some of them pivoted, figured out takeout, they figured out outdoor solutions, they figured out social distancing inside of their restaurants, they limped along, right? But a lot of them went out of business. Anybody know some restaurants that went out of business during the pandemic? But almost all of them are back in business. They're just owned by other people. So your top 10 is still going to be there. It's likely that top 10 might be different people. So you hear what I'm saying? It's a lot of unintended consequences came out of pandemic. And one of them was you guys as an organization had unprecedented momentum for an unreasonable amount of time. I mean, I hadn't seen it really in 35 years. There's a couple companies that have sustained 20, 30% growth over 5, 6, 7 years.
It's Jackie.
Well, momentum is typically.
I even said it was Jack, and you didn't listen to me.
To say hi to Jack, whoever's Jack. They tell him to listen to me. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just having fun with you. So momentum's typically like 12 to 18 months. It's not 7 years. And what Kyle and Kierston and some of the rest of you would tell you is, how many times did I say, this is not normal, this is not normal, this is not normal, there's going to come something, and when something comes, it's not going to be as easy as it was, and then when that happens, one of the unintended consequences, for example, of the pandemic is, I'll ask you just by show of hands, how many of you consider yourself a strong person? Raise your hands, just let me see. All right, and I'll ask a rhetorical question, I'll answer it myself. What made you strong? Was it momentum that made you strong? No, it was pain. It was getting punched in the face. It was adversity. It was picking yourself up after getting knocked down. It was dealing with rejection. It was learning how to be a leader. It was getting uncomfortable. It was doing all these different things, right? So inside of our, you guys were a face-to-face organization, and face-to-face was pulled away from you, kind of. For a couple of years, right? You get together face to face, you'd mix up all your concoctions, you'd show everybody all the different stuff that they could do in somebody's kitchen or living room, and then they'd buy a bunch of stuff, and everybody's go, man, this is easy, this is unbelievable. Everybody's signing up, everybody's using the product, it's changing people's lives. This is awesome. And then that went away, and one of the things that you needed to become tough was taken away. And that was the ability to go out there and fail on your own, to struggle on your own. And what happened in an instant was our pandemic looked like this. All the all-stars did everything. All the superstars did everything. They did all the presentations, they did all the trainings, they did all the events, they did all the communication, they did everything, and everybody else just kind of sat back and let that happen. So they lost a bit of their toughness. And now it doesn't, you guys could take it and punch it in the face, but what happens now, if the wind blows in some of your team's faces, they burst into tears. Just a breeze, they burst into tears. It's just like, oh, this is terrible. And here's the bad consequence of this is those people start to tell you that it's changed. It's hard. You can't build in the United States. You'd have to find some obscure country somewhere where people, need to be able to have an opportunity to survive in order to be able to build a business. Like all of a sudden there's not as much appetite for our products, and so they start telling you it's hard. And some of you go, you know what? I think they're right. This is hard. And instead of leaning in, you kind of lean back, you start analyzing. And then some of you have communicated to the company, hey, guess what? It's kind of hard. And the company, for the first time in like 6-7 years is experiencing maybe a little bit of a level off, which is completely normal, or even a decline. Completely 100% normal. You're growing so far above your ability to hold leaders that it had to adjust. You're like a stock that was out of control, straight up, skyrocket to the moon. It had to adjust back to fundamentals, had to. As a result, you know what you had? You had earners on your team, but you didn't have leaders. And I'll tell you something from 35 years experience, earners come and go. Earners rise and fall. Leaders reinvent themselves and go to the next level. So I applaud you for being here because this is a leadership conversation. And there's a way out, but it's counterintuitive because if your belief has been shaken up a bit, and when adjustments happen inside of momentum companies, belief is shaken. You wouldn't be a normal human being if you didn't look around and start questioning, gosh, are you struggling? Yeah, me too. Where's your check? Are you at your highest level? Nope, I'm off my highest level. I'm not qualified at my particular rank. I used to be able to recruit more than I'm recruiting now. And you start comparing with each other and you start commiserating with each other and you start wondering, oh gosh, I wonder if the party's over. It's not. Those restaurants are going to be back in business. They're just going to be owned by other people. Your position in the structure of this company is going to be taken by somebody. It may not be you, but it's going to be taken by somebody. Products are still spectacular. Compensation plans, still spectacular. Company ownership, still spectacular. Support, still spectacular. Guess what you got to do? You got to put your big boy, big girl pants on and say, okay, it's time to pivot, time to work. Yeah, we had a nice, really fun run when everything worked and all we had to do was just be a little bit active and everybody's making money. Now, a leader needs to show up. And that leader needs to start with each one of you. Okay? And some of you are like, well, hey, be careful with this leadership talk. I just need to get a little bit of success, please. I just need something, we'll get to leadership later, but I need to relaunch.
Eric, in the chat, everyone, just so you know, my favorite comment. This is the first thing that's made sense in years. Keep going, my friend. Keep going.
Yeah. So, look, there are 3 phases in network marketing, 3 levels of your career that you need to understand, okay? Let me give you these levels. This is very important. It's critically important. This is probably what I'm going to describe as probably the biggest black hole in network marketing that we can fix. Us working together, locking arms, we can fix this. Level 1 is from 0 to 10 recruits. Now, I'm not talking customers. I'm talking about people who have the intention of building a business. Okay. That's level 1, 0 to 10 recruits, 0 to 10 business builders. Now you might be there now, or you might need to redo it. I had to do it 7 times in my first 3 years, my first 3 years, I had to do it 7 times before I finally figured out duplication. But look, just getting it done, getting those 10 recruits, business builders now, is the way for you to be able to move into the future. That's level 1. Okay. Level 2 is 10 recruits to $100,000 a year. That journey, most people from part-time to full-time. And level 3 is 100,000 to $1 million and beyond. And there are 3 completely different skill sets. So the 4 things we do, so those are the 3 phases. And Kierston can see it. Tell me right now, throw into the chat, where are you right now? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3. Be honest. God's watching. 1, 2, or 3.
Mostly ones.
A lot
I
of
got
ones.
2 and
A
a
lot of
3.
ones.
Yeah, I would say 80% ones, some 2s and maybe 10 or half and half 2s and 3s.
Yep. Got it. So 1, 2s, most of you are 1s. Some of you are 2s and a few 3s.
Yeah.
Now, understand that there's 4 things that we do inside of network marketing, and you guys are amazing, unbelievable at one of them. Okay. First thing we do is we sell valuable products using word of mouth advertising. Okay, that's what we do. Valuable products using word of mouth advertising. We educate the world. And you guys are very good at that because you believe in your products. You believe in what they do for people. You want to help people. You want to make a difference in the world. It's made a difference for you. It can make a difference for them. That's 1. Number 2, we recruit an ever expanding team of other people who are out there selling. This you're not good at. As a group. Not as good as you should be. If you really care about reaching the world, you need to add some people. You need to build a team because you can't reach the world by yourself. You don't have that kind of reach. You got to build a team. And I know you guys are uncomfortable with this conversation. Like, ooh, I'd rather just, be a product ambassador. Fine. I understand. I get it. I know the culture within the organization. I know it's kind of like, feels icky when you start talking about money. But you have to build a team if you want to reach the world. You have to. It's very important. So can you find a way to do that that's still true to you and your core and your values and your heart? Can you find a way to do that? The answer is yes. Third thing that we do in network marketing is we duplicate the process. We teach people how to teach people how to teach people how to teach people. We duplicate, and that starts to be a business now. It's not all dependent on you. 4th thing we do is we increase the productivity of our teams based upon how good of a leader we are. Take 2 teams, same size, 100 people in each team. One has a great leader, the other one has a bad leader. The great leader is going to help that team become a little bit more productive than the bad leader is going to be, or a lot more productive than the bad leader would do with the same type of people. So I'm going to tell you the biggest lie, one of the biggest lies that's going on in the world, that's being said all over the world by really smart people. And it's just become a trendy thing to say, and then I'm going to give you a confession. So here's the lie. Ready? Only do what you love. Only do what you love. Because if you only do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. What a crock of nonsense. I've never heard anything more stupid. And all the billionaires will tell, find something that you love. Stop it. You tell me an Olympic athlete only does what they love? in order to prepare for the Olympics? Does a ballerina, prima ballerina, only do what she loves in order to be able to become excellent? No. You moms out there, did you only do what you loved in raising your children? Or were there some things that you did because you loved them that you didn't love? So here's my confession. Here's my confession to you. I've been involved in network marketing for 35 years. You could drop me with a parachute to any country in the world, not speaking the language, and give me a network marketing opportunity and no money, and I could quickly build a large organization. Okay, I know this cold. I've helped over 500 people make $1 million a year in network marketing. I've helped over 10,000 people make 6 figures a year in network marketing. I've helped millions of people learn how to have a nice part-time income in network marketing, okay? So I'm not talking from theory or I'm talking about real life, okay? So here's my confession to you. You want to terrify me? Tell me to sell something. Like, you remember the Wolf of Wall Street? They said, sell me this pen. Remember that? If Jordan Belfort said, hey, sell me this pen, I'd say, look, you can have it. Take it, it's yours. Keep the pen. But the idea of I'm going to sell you a pen and then you're going to give me a credit card and I've got to give you a receipt or whatever, I am now super uncomfortable. I don't know if it's old, psychic damage, being a kid, whatever. I don't know what it is, but I'm not comfortable. But I learned that nothing happens unless you sell. So I'm like, all right. And I had to have my mentor convince me. It's like, you guys used to do a lot of home parties, right? Presentations, probably less now than you used to. Pre-pandemic, right? Some residual bad habits maybe coming out of pandemic. But one of the things that I hated it so much, was a home party. Oh, somebody shoot me. Like on a Thursday night, I got to finish my day. I got to dress up reasonably, shave, get in the car, drive 45 minutes to some distributor's house. They've invited 25 people. 3 of them showed up. They're so depressed about the 22 that didn't make it that I have to talk them out of the bathroom. Come on out. It's going to be fine. I have to re-recruit them privately, pull them into their bedroom and say, come on, put your game face on. We got 3 people out there that are ready to be able to change their life. Let's go. I got to emotionally do that. Then I got to walk into a room full of strangers, which as an introvert is not comfortable for me at all. Then I got to do a presentation, build rapport with these people, which for introverts, if you get in that environment, you're like a Apple One iPhone. You're draining your battery really fast. You got to hold on. You got to put the smile on. You got to do all this stuff. My battery's going do. You better sign up quick because I'm going to disappear. So I remember, and they said, hey, you got to book one, you got to do one, blah, 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 do one at least a week. Yeah. Okay. I did one, I end up spending more time emotionally re-enrolling my distributor, but we get some results. We sell some product, they make, $200 and I make $47. And I'm like, look, it took 4 hours out of my Thursday night for $47. I'll give you $47 so I don't have to do it again, please. This is the worst. I hate this. Straight talk again. Now, I once somebody's becomes a customer, I love that. And once somebody becomes a distributor, I love that, all that. But just the whole process. So my mentor sat me down and said, Eric, look. Do you believe that home parties work? I said, yes. and he said, just shut up. Do they work? Yes. Will you get customers? Yes. Will you sign up distributors? Yes. Some going to be better than others? Yes. If you had 100 of them happening inside of your team, what would be the average? I said, oh, well, I don't know. Probably 1 recruit and 4 or 5 customers. Something like that. I said, okay. I said, yeah, but he said, shut up. Can you expect other people to do a home party on your team if you're not doing it? I said, no. He said, well, if you got 10 people on your team to do 1 a week, and the only thing that you had to do is do 1 a week in order for those 10 to be inspired to do that, their 1 a week, would that help grow your business? Yeah. So if you did that 10, could you get it to 100? Yeah. Now you only have to do 1. Be uncomfortable, do the 1. And then you can get the 100. And I went, ah, got it. Okay. I'll do the painful thing. I'll do the thing that I don't love. For me, the home party sucked. The whole experience sucked, but I learned to embrace the suck. This was like a parent changing the diaper. I need to change the diaper. I'm just going to go do it. So I embraced the suck. I would do the thing, and then I could go lead by example. Let me tell you what happened with mine when you book in yours. And then when somebody says, you know, this doesn't seem like it's worth my time, then I would tell them what my upline told me. And they go, ah, I get it. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of people doing a little bit, not a few people doing a lot. Ah, okay, got it. And the other thing was recruiting. Now, I got a little bit of success at the very beginning because my company was super hot. And you know, it had a lot of momentum, a lot of social proof. And I borrowed some of my dad and family's contacts and basically introduced them to my upline, and they signed them up for me. And I ended up getting a reasonable check, and then before everything fell apart, but I went full time, right? So I'm full time, no money, all this stuff. And now they tell me I got to go build a team. I got to go recruit. And again, the introvert in me was not happy about the recruiting thing. I could sell the product, but the recruiting thing, taking somebody who's focused over here and saying, hey, wait, I have this cool thing over there. People judging me, people judging network marketing, people judging my intentions, you know, people running away from me, people, you know, me being embarrassed because I didn't have the skills. All of that stuff was real. But my mentor, my upline told me again, you know, look, you want real freedom or do you want a job inside of network marketing? If you want a job inside of network marketing, then just sell a product. Trade time for money. You want a business? You got to build a network. Ah, okay. So I did. And I learned in this process that, and there's another thing that some people say, you know, if there's something that's uncomfortable for you, if you do it long enough, it'll get comfortable. You ever heard that? That never happened for me in recruiting. I became great at it. I became world class, but I never became comfortable. I could recruit any day I felt like it, but I never became comfortable, ever. So even though I didn't like that, I loved this. I loved working with a team. I loved, you know, sharing ideas and like-minded people and changing the world and, you know, all the growth and experiences and friendships and competition and camaraderie and fun. I loved that. Loved it. So I'd be willing to do the thing that I wasn't loving in order to be able to get where I wanted to go. So now it looks like the chat's on. Is the chat on? Put a 1 in the chat if it's on.
Well, I asked everybody to direct their chat to you.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Okay, let me give credit to Kyle. Kyle figured out.
Awesome.
Yes.
I see it.
Hopefully it worked.
Yeah. So anyway, the 3 levels in a network marketing career, the 1, 2, and 3. A lot of you are ones. The most vital thing that you need to focus on to take your business where you want it to be is to get out of level 1 as quickly as possible. And you could do that with a combination of some simple training and a decision. It's just deciding. Some of you need to get mad. Like I'm doing some things in my business and, that I'm watching other people do bigger things than me, and they're not smarter than me. And it made me mad. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you, Eric? You're thinking too small. Let's go. So I just, I needed that fight in me to kind of rise up and say, watch me pivot, watch me take this thing to the next level. There's going to be some people that don't survive this pivot inside of your business. They just don't. And there's other people that are going to absolutely thrive and grab the market share. When you guys go from where you are to 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion, $1 billion a month, it's totally on the table for your company. For sure. Somebody's going to take that market share. It's just a matter of who. So 1, you got to get yourself through level 1, get the 10 recruits. And then 2, you got to identify the people on your team that want to do the same and help them get it done as quickly as possible. This is critically important. Critically important. Let me describe for you. You make small changes in the number of people who get to 10 recruits. It has a huge impact on your business. Huge. Let me give you some statistics that might freak you out, but these are real statistics. Okay, write this down. Big data. This is big data. If you like data, if you like understanding what's happening inside of our network marketing world, here's big data. 70% of all participants who could build a business in network marketing recruit exactly 0 people ever. At any moment in time, take a snapshot. 70% recruit 0. 20% recruit between 1 and 2 business builder candidates, distributors, 1 to 2 lifetime, not a month, not a year, ever. 5% recruit 3 to 5. 3% recruit 6 to 9. 2% on average recruit 10 or more. So I want you to draw a line between the 2% and the other 98%. The 98% are tourists. They're going to hang out. It's like Vegas. We love our tourists. Come to Vegas, get a 3-foot tall margarita, take your picture with Elvis out in front of the Bellagio fountains, enjoy the buffet, but we know you're going home eventually. What happens if you don't get the 10 recruits? Tell me how long you're going to stay in your business. How long? You can stay for a while. Some of you have been hanging around for a while, selling products and stuff. But 2%, if you have 2%, 2 out of 100 that sign up 10, that means you're basically neutral when it comes to growth in your business. If it's less than 2%, you're in decline. If it's 3%, you'll be growing 20 to 30% a year, year over year. Just from 2 to 3%, from 2 people getting 10 to 3 people getting 10. Now you're 20, 30% year over year growth. If you're 4%, you're in momentum. You guys were at 4% for probably 4% plus for probably 5 years. And that's how you grew, And there's always a reason why it doesn't happen. But if you went to evaluate it now, what percentage of the people on your team are getting through level 1 and learning how to build a business? If you're not growing, the answer is right there. The answer is in the data. So can you take the next 100 people on your team or whoever's hungry inside of your organization and give them a roadmap to get through level 1, work with the willing, hungry, coachable people to get them through level 1 to change the number from a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4? Can you do that? Out of 100, understand the rest of them are going to be tourists. We love our tourists in Vegas. Please come throw your money into the strip. Please come buy all the stuff, take your pictures, buy the drinks, go to the nightclubs, have a party, jump in the pool, do all the stuff because we need the tourists. The tourists become great customers. They come back and come back and come back. Once they come to Vegas, they like to come back. Same thing. Most of the people in your business are tourists. They're going to use the product here and there. They're going to share it here and there. They're going to accidentally recruit here and there, but they're not permanent residents. They're not business builders, really. Getting to 10 recruits is what puts you on the starting line. Getting the 10 recruits is your initiation. Okay. It's not like a major goal. It's just like, okay, now you showed us you're ready to go. I can help any one of you that wishes to get the 10 recruits done, get it done in the next 30 to 60 days without problem. I need 3 things. I need you to be willing, hungry, coachable, period. That's it. I don't care if you failed 15 times. I don't care if you have crippling self-doubt. I don't care if you live in a small town. I don't care if you're super busy with other stuff. You got every distraction going on in the world. Health issues, any issues, I don't care. I can show you how to do that. I can help you get that done, and I can help your teams get that done as well. Okay? So recruiting is the answer. Even if you have self-doubt, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of bringing people into an environment where you don't have a lot of momentum right now. They don't know that. Your prospects don't know anything about. I mean, maybe the products have gotten a little bit, the story of the products have gotten a little bit older to you, not as fresh as when you first joined and exciting as when you first joined, but they're still as powerful as when you first joined. You just got a little bit familiar with them. You got to refresh your mind and get out there and talk to some people that haven't heard this story yet. Show them that there's a great business here. So let me give you, and some of you have heard about this event that we're having on Saturday. We're having a GoPro recruiting challenge event that we're going to deliver live around the world. 3 hours to teach you how to recruit and teach everybody on your team how to recruit. Okay. I can make you 3 years smarter without being 3 years older. Give me 3 hours. Let me work with you, show you how to have a breakthrough with this. And I'm explaining the whole arc of here's what's necessary. I've worked with a group of people for the last 3 years that pay me $10,000 a year for coaching. And I work with them closely. And what I've realized is this gap of the 0 to 10 recruits, the amount of overwhelm that happens from a new person joining your business is, it takes such a small thing to trigger overwhelm in people. You can ask them to make a list of 50 people and they're overwhelmed and out. No joke. I mean, you have to create a process to get them through level 1 while they have crippling self-doubt, locked up in fear, paralyzed in emotion, stuck inside their head, no skills. But imagine if you could help them get 10 in the face of all of that. Now we can roll. You know what a lot of us been doing? Like I had this call with a top earner. This lady has recruited like 9,000 people personally. We're having a conversation. She's a big earner, obviously. And she said, I tell my people to go recruit 100 people in their first 30 days. I was like, well, you might as well just tell them to run 100 miles and start right now in dress shoes. People won't start a race they don't think they can finish. If I asked you guys to run a marathon right now, how many of you said, okay, let's go? But if I said, I'll give you $1,000 if you run to the mailbox. Okay. I'll give you another 1,000 if you run to the neighbor's mailbox. You could walk if you want, but go. You can't go back in and change your clothes, nothing. I'll give you 2,000 to go to the end of the street. I can get you to 26 miles. One motivation at a time, little steps, right? So I've realized overwhelm is real. We're setting our expectations so high for the super achievers that we're making all the rest of the people that are have self-doubt and fear, and they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't know what to say. And we're scaring them away from building a business. Say, you know what? I'm just going to use the product, share the product with some other people. This building a business thing's not for me. So here's the arc that I'm going to teach you on Saturday. Find prospects. You got to find people to talk to. Okay. And I didn't know that was a skill when I first joined network marketing. I found out it was a skill to actually find people to talk to. Number two, you need to get into a conversation with those people. Write this in your notes. All business is conversation. Just normal conversation. It doesn't need to be, some fancy script. It just be a human being and say, hi, hello, what's going on? How's your life? Talk about whatever. I'll teach you how to do that. You already know how to do that, but I'll help you get out of your head and actually do that. Then part three, this is where we lose people. How do you pivot that normal conversation to a business conversation? How do you make that pivot in a way that is elegant, artful, a little bit charming, and gets them to at least be willing to take the next step? We'll talk about that on Saturday. I'll give you exactly how to do it, that every single person in your team will be able to do. Okay, and you'll be able to do. So find people, start a conversation, pivot to a business conversation, then make an invitation for them to learn more, an invitation for them to get educated, an invitation for them to find out what you have, to see if it might be a fit. Okay, and then you get to a presentation. Now you have to be able to get person through level one. You have to be able to have a presentation process that's not about them. If they're the fact giver, you're done. They're not going to do it. They'll be too intimidated. They won't know the answer. They're just going to be too scared. They don't want to be embarrassed. You have to have a process for them to connect their prospect to an educational tool or an event or a person of some sort in order for that resource to be able to deliver the information. Teach them how to connect, right? So a presentation. And then after the presentation, how many people join after one presentation? Not very many. You probably did. Most of you probably did. And you've been frustrated with the whole world ever since because nobody saw what you saw as fast as you saw it. So you have to keep the conversation going after the presentation. How do you keep the conversation going? And in that conversation, you answer their questions. You help them overcome their objections. You help them see a clear picture of what this might be for them. And then you teach them how to ask a few questions to be able to see if you can help them enroll into a business that they want to enroll in. Not any hard closing, but a simple process. Okay, so find prospects, conversation, pivot, invitation, presentation, more conversation, enrollment. The entire arc, and dealing with the emotions of that with a scared person. It's like skill proof, fear proof process. That's what you need to be able to get growth and duplication on your team, is a skill proof and fear proof process. And that's what we're going to teach on Saturday. Okay. So look, we're in an up or out business. You can be a customer, you can hang around, you can make a few bucks, you can have a hobby level, but I'm just talking about people who would like to make a career out of this. We're in an up or out business. If we get somebody to get somebody a check, that moves them up a little bit. We add somebody to their team, it moves them up a little bit. But we have to continue to show growth, and we have to continue to lead. We need to be stronger than the weakness of our team. And I'm saying this to a few of you, you're going to know who you are. Some of you need to release your team emotionally. Love them. Wish the best for them. Let them know if they're willing, hungry, and coachable, you're there to help them relaunch, rebuild, do what they want to do. But you need to be willing to build it all again with new people. And here's what I will tell you. If you do it again with new people, you'll inspire that old team. Trying to crawl into their heads and get them to wake up, good luck. You need to lead them by your example and tell them the story about how you're helping new people. The next wave of this company's growth is going to be led by you, not by trying to squeeze the juice out of them. You ever have a tube of toothpaste? And some of you, you get down to the end and you're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing to get the last little bit, like roll it up. Squeeze. I got a couple more days for sure. That's like some of your team members. Go get a new fresh tube of toothpaste. Let the old tube go. The new tube's easy. Old tube, you're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Give me one more day. I know you love them. I know you want everybody to go across the finish line, but not everybody's meant to go where you're going to go. They all could, but they won't all do it. And you're not leaving them behind. They're choosing to stay. Big difference between earners in network marketing and leaders. Earners come and go. Earners rise and fall. Leaders pivot, change. Leaders find the gap in what works and what doesn't. That's what leaders do. That's why we're having this conversation. So this Saturday, 3 hours, myself, the top recruiters in the world. Let's turn you into a recruiting machine as step one, so you can recruit on demand. Some of you have large organizations, and the challenge I'm going to give you, once you learn how to recruit, number one, you teach people how to recruit, number two. You teach them to teach those people how to recruit, number three. Now we can roll because you got the product thing done. You got that unlock. But the challenge I want to give some of you bigger leaders is rebuild to your highest rank in the company, the highest rank you ever achieved, using all new people starting from today. Not leaning on your existing group at all. That's just bonus. That's the challenge. And I want you to just imagine how you would be looked at inside of your organization. You would go from leader to legend in people's minds. Look what Sean did. Look what Angie did. Look what Esther did. That's what's necessary. Those restaurants are going to reopen. They're just going to be owned by different people. That top 25 is available inside the company. That top 100 is available inside the company. It's just going to be different people. It's not on lock. Any one of you can grab it. The top 10 is open. Is open. You can go take it. Some people went into retirement mode when things became a little bit like work. They're kicking back. You know who they are. They're kicking back and they're just going to ride this out. Momentum's over. I'm just going to ride this out and see how many dollars I can squeeze. How many little toothpaste I can get out of this tube. How many checks I can cash for doing the minimum. There's levels to entrepreneurship. Okay. So look, on Saturday, I'm going to give you the best I got, 3 hours from our $20 million studio here, broadcast to everybody in the world. You need to be there. 2, every single person on your team, go to those squeezed out tubes of toothpaste and invite them to this event. They joined your team for a reason, whether they're active or inactive. If they're inactive, why do you think they're inactive? They thought they could recruit and they didn't. They thought they could build a team and they didn't. Just say, hey, let's take 3 hours together. Let's see if we can't do this together. 3 hours, give it a shot. Let's see if we can fill this tube back up. And don't be emotionally attached to whether they do or don't. I mean, if they do, fantastic. If they don't, it's fine. Love them where they are. They might need to see your example first before they get re-energized. It's okay. So a couple things about Saturday. It's 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. 9 a.m. to noon. It's $7. And I'll tell you why I'm charging $7. I'd give it to you for free, but I learned that people just don't value what's free. So $7 isn't going to change my life one iota. I'm going to lose money putting on this event, promise. But it will change a person that pays that $7 in order to be able to attend and learn how to recruit on demand. $7. There's no replay. None, 0. And I'll tell you why. I've learned that people need to kind of engage in a real live experience to have the best possible chance for results versus watching it later. And I've also learned from being around training people for the last 14 years, if I send you the replay and 3-hour replay, almost no people will watch it. And I'm not in the business of selling a $7 3-hour training event that nobody's going to watch. I'm not interested. I'm interested in contribution. I'm interested in their breakthrough. Okay, so no replay. There is some in-person, if you can get to Vegas, there's some in-person people there's some seats. We have room for like 300 people. And I think there's maybe like 70 tickets left or something. If you want to attend in person, you can attend in person. We can hang out for the day. It'd be great. People in person, we're going to have a 2-hour Q&A afterwards. Some hot seat coaching with some of the top recruiters as well. If you want to attend in person, I think that's $97 to be able to attend in person. But I would go hard on this. I would invite everybody you can invite over to your house and make a party out of it. I don't care if you rent a ballroom and buy one ticket for $7 and have everybody come into the ballroom. What I want is you as an organization to reinvent yourselves. And I want this group to be the group that fills up the top 100 in the company, that does it by leading by example. You have everything necessary. You just need to strengthen your mindset, and you need fresh people in order to inspire a fresh story and a fresh company. You don't need your company to rebrand, and you don't need more product innovation, and you don't need a compensation plan change, and you don't need no more bonuses, incentives, and trips, and bells and whistles and flowers and certificates. You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't. You have everything you need. You just need to bring in more people. So I hope this message landed to you at the right time, in the right way, and that you decide to join me. And I will tell you, whoever gets the most people to attend this thing on Saturday is going to win. There's three types of people when it comes to events like this. There's announcers. Oh, first, four types. There's attenders. They're going to attend, but they don't even tell anybody else. They're just going to attend by themselves. Then there's announcers. Oh, there's going to be this event. Here's the link. Then there's inviters. Hey, join me. It's going to be great. Do it. Come on. Come with me. It's going to be fun. And then there's promoters. And promoters rule the network marketing world. Promoters are relentless. Promoters will not stop. They're like the Terminator. They will not stop. They won't shut up about it. And I'll be bold enough to say, when it comes to this event or your company events, same thing. If people are not quitting your business because you will not shut up about this, then you're not talking about it enough. If people are not saying, she just will not shut up about this thing, I'm out of here. Fine. If you don't have at least one of those between now and Saturday, you're not even trying. Just truth. You learn to be a promoter, you can rule the world. You learn how to promote, start with events, then you can promote particular products, you can promote a holiday campaign, you can promote all kinds of different challenges. You can promote anything you want. Okay? Learn how to promote. And that just make a decision and be relentless, and repetitive and ridiculous and over the top. And I would also tell you, in promotion, one-on-one will get you 10 times the results of any group message that you will ever send. You send out an email, you're going to get bleh. You do a post on social, you're going to get eh. You do a Zoom for your team, you're going to get meh. You reach out to everybody individually and say, I insist. You have to be there with me. Now we're talking. You do it multiple times. I'm freaking relentless. I'm one of the best promoters in the world. And you got to have a little bit of a thick skin because, people won't like it sometimes. My belief system is that if I hated them and I wanted them to quit network marketing, I would let them miss this event. And every excuse that they have is the reason in my heart why they need to attend. I don't have the time. That's why you have to attend. I'm not having any success. That's why I need to attend. I don't have the money. If you don't have $7, then you need to find it in the couch cushion somewhere. Brother, sister, stop it. Because your plan ain't working. Whatever it is. I don't have anybody to watch the kids, though that's why you have to attend. Create the biggest playpen in the world, lock yourself in the closet with the computer, and let's go. You see what I mean? So listen, I have great compassion for every single one of you that's here. And I have great admiration for what you've done now. But there's no such thing as build it once and have it forever. There never has been, there never will be for any business ever. We are in the building business and we are in the rebuilding business. Sometimes you need to rebuild. Sometimes you need to do it again. Sometimes you need to put on those work clothes and say, okay, daddy's got to go to work. Mama's got to go to work. I'm in the grind right now. I'm grinding because I see a big hole in the network marketing profession and I want to fill the hole of getting people through level 1. Here's how I'm taking it. Whether you guys help me or not, I'm taking that 2% to 4% worldwide. in the next 3 years worldwide, where the entire profession is on fire. I'm going to take it from 2 to 4%, with or without you. We can get there much faster with you. 4%, we're all in momentum. Those people in the 2% right now, they average 27 recruits each. The people in the 2% right now, they recruit 70% of all participants inside of network marketing. What happens when we take it from 2 to 4? We go from 200 billion to 400 billion like that. Instead of being $1 billion company, congratulations, you're $1 billion a month company in 3-4 years. Now we're talking real wealth. No joke. Okay. So anyway, can you tell I'm fired up about this? Can you tell I care? You know, what drives me now, I'm supposed to be on a yacht. I was going to be on a yacht. This will sound bougie, but it was all planned, 6 weeks on a yacht, start in Turkey, then Greece, then Italy, then France, then Spain. I was supposed to be in Saint-Tropez today. And I said, nope. This is the biggest moment in network marketing history, I believe, and the biggest pivot in network marketing history needs to be made right now. So I'm going to grind right now. The boat can wait. What drives me now is contribution more than anything else. Here's what I would tell you, Jesse. She's like, Australia, New Zealand, 9 a.m. is like 2 a.m. Yep.
Even better.
This event's a test, Jesse. I'm just telling you, it's a test. And if you were going to fly to Vegas, your body would be upside down anyway. It'd take 24 hours of your time. It cost you $3-4 grand to be able to sit in the room and watch us with all the jet lag sitting in our studio watching this event live, right? Well, I'm just asking you to be upside down for one night. One night, be upside down at like 1:30 in the morning, take an energy drink, put on whatever energy oil there is for the energy oil, and have your friends come over and throw a party. And at 5 in the morning, you can go back to bed. It's going to be Sunday morning anyway. So it's a test, man. All this is a test. One, you showing up today was a test. Some people didn't pass. 2, going to the link that these guys are going to give you to get yourself registered is a test. How fast are you going to do it? 3, how many people are you going to bring and make sure show up is another test. 4, showing up to that event, getting the information is another test. And 5, taking the action on the information when we leave there is another test. Lock arms with me. Let's do something big, really strong. You know what? You know why I do what I do, and then I'll shut up. They're throwing the link. Make sure you save that link for your team so you'll be able to send it out to everybody. Reason why I'm here is my biggest driver today is contribution. It makes me the happiest to be a little piece of somebody else's story in some way. Some of you needed a wake-up call today, and that's what I wanted this to be, is a wake-up call. And a reminder of the greatness that is inside of you. And the reason why I'm here and the reason why I'm doing this in general is 5 years from now, I'm going to get a tap on the shoulder in Saint-Tropez or somewhere in the world from one of you. I don't know who it's going to be, or some of you. It's like, hey, guess what? I was on a Zoom back in 2023 on August 22nd. And I had all my limiting beliefs coming into that Zoom. And I decided I was going to change everything on that Zoom. And I was not going to accept those limiting beliefs. I showed up, I brought my team. And today, 5 years later, I'm $1 million earner. I got $10 million earners on my team. I got 150 six-figure earners on my team. I've helped tens of thousands of people. I've helped hundreds of thousands with our products. It's changed my family history for forever. And I just want to say thanks for the push. I live for that tap. I live for the little, yep, that was me. and we'll take a selfie and we'll post, look at my friend, the $1 million earner, and it'll be fun. That's why I do it. Okay. So I'm going to give you the information. You can pass it forward from there and we'll do it together. Okay. So I'm going to pass it back to Kyle and Kierston in April. Love you, sister. All of you. I'm proud of you, but damn it, let's stop crawling.
There it is.
Now, all right.
Thank
Love you.
I love it. Yeah, super, super grateful, Eric. Thanks for taking time. For those of you guys, who don't know, Eric or Kierston and I, have been working with Eric for a few years. And in the last probably 6 months, we've kind of like been less active in his group, kind of gone through some of the things that he described. And he texted Kierston the other day and was like, what the heck is going on? What's going on with the Kirschbaums? Like, seriously, guys, wake up, and it was a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
And it was, but we appreciated it. And I think all of us need someone like that in our lives to look at us and say, wake the up, wake up. And I think, one of the amazing things that we can parlay with this event on Saturday is we have convention coming up, and doTERRA's
convention?
September 16th.
Perfect. We'll do this on the 26th. We'll have everybody launch out of there. A recruiting machine, got 5 days to close the month, and then another 2 weeks after that to get all of those new people, coming to convention if they can get tickets and excited about it. So the timing's perfect.
So one of the other things that we're going to do is I feel like when you get a group of us together like this and we get all really excited and like we register for this event, whatever it is, we very quickly go back to our routines and kind of some of that energy fizzles out a little bit. And I feel like if we want to do something really amazing, we have to continue to keep that energy, right? Like we're protectors of that fire a little bit. We have to keep on stoking it. So this Thursday, Kierston, if you can throw that link up there. Excuse me, this Thursday, did you see the message I sent you?
No.
Okay, I sent you a message.
Where? In the Zoom?
On the chat, yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, I'll resend it again.
Yeah.
And if you can just post it to everyone.
Yeah.
So this next Thursday.
So like in 2 days, Thursday.
Yeah, in 2 days, we are going to do just right before this, we're going to do a brainstorming, kind of like basically create a game plan for the recruiting challenge, right? So I know that one of the things that a lot of us are maybe thinking is like, what's working? What's not working? Who's having success? What are they doing? And so this Thursday, I believe it's at what I just created the event.
Yeah,
and
we're doing it a little bit later. So it's 5 p.m. Pacific time.
actually it's 6 p.m. Pacific
Are you
time.
doing it later than that? Okay.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you just copy and paste that bit.ly link, 6 p.m. on Thursday, whoever wants to come, it doesn't matter, whoever wants to come, we're all going to bring our very best ideas, the things that are working, the things that are not working, the challenges, everything. And we're going to lay it out, right? And we're going to talk it out. And we're going to make sure that going into the recruiting challenge, we feel more confident, more excited than ever to take what's being taught and to implement it, right? Because I know for me personally, when I heard Eric like, hey, rebuild your organization with brand new people, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. I don't know if I have that in me.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
you do.
With
Yes,
the
you
current,
do.
with
Hey,
the,
let me just tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
I keep getting reminded that I'm not as big a deal as I sometimes think I am. And sometimes I know when you're going through a pivot, it feels like you're pushing a rock uphill and you're like, how many times do I have to do that? The lesson to learn here is creating the next wave of emotion, or not emotion, of momentum, you need to lean into developing more leaders this time, not just earners. You need to make sure you're having good habits while you grow this next time, not the bad habits that people would just, it was kind of free money and everybody was just sitting around thinking they were too cool. And, we're changing network marketing and we're making it a whole different thing and nobody can compete with us and we're the best there ever was and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So good times create weak people, right? Tough times create strong people. It doesn't always have to be that way, but if you're a leader while you're growing this next time, just got to make sure you fill that gap with leadership. But I'm absolutely dedicated to my goals inside of the network marketing profession as far as helping it in general. And if I must push the rock uphill, I will push the rock uphill. Even though I don't have to, even though I don't need to, I feel like it's more mission driven for me. And if you're willing to push the rock uphill for a while in order to be able to get it going again, then the world is yours, right? If you're like, I just don't have it in me, then it's not. And just be willing to accept the slide that will inevitably continue. You're going to have passive income, just going to get smaller and smaller over time. The more and more you pull back, it's okay. I'm not judging that. I mean, some of you will make that choice, but I think you're meant for bigger. One thing I've been reminded, hanging around with some big shots lately, some really big shots, billionaire crazy people, amazing big shots, is I've been playing in the kiddie games. Absolutely kiddie games, no joke. I'm like, what in the world? There's levels to all of you that you haven't even reached for yet. And you know it. There's a story you've told yourself. There's levels that you haven't even flexed yet. Not really. I keep saying to my wife, man, the stuff we can accomplish if we get our shit together, it's going to be unreal. But be willing to push the rock uphill. So. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. So she posted the link to the challenge already. If you want to join us, I see some of you on here that I've always wanted to collaborate with, right? And brainstorm. And, I see Oswaldo in Mexico and I see, so many people, Tracy.
We have
Lyman,
Spanish, by the way. We have
Yeah.
Spanish translation, German translation, Italian, Arabic. What else?
Wow.
We have a bunch of different languages are translated for Saturday. So you'll see that when you go to the page. Would you all do me a favor? When you register, or if you've registered, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. So we should be connected anyway on Instagram. Make sure there's a lot of imposters. So make sure, find the Eric Worre that has like 540,000 followers, something like that. That's the one. Then there's probably 30 or 40 scammer crypto bots, whatever, doing weird things out there. So just Eric Worre, just my name. You'll find me. 540 some thousand followers. That's the one. And shoot me a DM.
Awesome.
Okay. Send me a screenshot of you registering or whatever. Tell me what your intentions are as far as doing this. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, like I said, I think the way out of this is to continue to stay together. I think if we just get off of this Zoom and we all go back to our own little worlds and our own teams and the same people that we've always collaborated with, breakthroughs don't really happen, right? If we can show up to something like this Thursday thing we're going to do and keep on showing up to things like that and keep on working together to solve problems, to give input, that's the way through it, right? That's the way that we figure things out. And we use an event like this Recruiting Mastery, and we take convention and we make them two of the most important events that we've ever attended in our doTERRA careers. So anyway, super grateful, Eric. Kierston, I don't know if there's anything, thank you everyone who's been on. Kierston, any last final thoughts?
No, that's fine. We're so
Okay.
good. Thank you guys. Hope to see you all Thursday. And if it doesn't work this Thursday, we'll find another time. I know a lot of our European, South African friends are like, oh, we can't do that time. Totally get it. There was a lot of people who couldn't do this time. So we're just being flexible and doing our best. So we can definitely find another time. But the intention for Thursday is to just show up on Saturday ready to go, like ready to rock, having all of your doTERRA specific materials. Like, what are you going to use to recruit with? What is your business presentation? What is your product presentation? How do you do it online? What are you going to say? So we can show up and get the most out of what Eric's going to teach us on
Yeah.
Saturday.
And we'll come on Thursday with like the presentations we use, and you can come with the presentations you use, right? Like, and the surveys that we use and the opportunity videos and all of that stuff. We have to collectively as a group be so excited to participate that, that nothing stops us. So Eric, thanks again. Means the world.
See you Saturday, Eric.
Love you all. Have a good rest of your day. Let's crush it this week, and I'll see you Saturday.
Okay.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, lots
You
of
bet.
people are asking, Kyle, if they registered, they had to register to come to this Zoom, right? So we know for
Yeah.
sure it's registered. So everyone will receive the recording from today, right?
I don't know. I think so. I think so.
Maybe you will. I don't know.
I'll-
Okay.
I'll,
That would be
I mean,
nice.
we recorded it, so
Yeah, and
um,
they had to send their email to record that, because that way we could send an email for the Thursday thing too. So if they want to come to Thursday, then we should be
Well,
able to communicate
yeah,
with them.
we can post it. We'll post it in the Blue and Presidential group.
Okay.
We'll post the link
That
to it
works
as
too.
well. We'll text it out how we text it out, but yeah, we'll get it out to everyone. Any other questions? I mean, we're all on. If you have a question, please ask.
Getting
Um,
your Worre call.
Kierston, you might have to.
Are you going?
If you don't have any questions, no worries. But
Okay.
we got so.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
We're-
Yeah, thanks, April, for doing the sign language during that whole thing. That was amazing. I was like,
Asks, and I know this, that we give energy on the Zoom when you're in a Zoom. So that's
loved
why
it.
I'm doing all of that. It was, and
I
it was
loved it.
fun for all of us, so we're, engaged.
Awesome.
Welcome.
so good.
I'm
Awesome.
gonna put it in the
Good.
chat, so it saved, was that on Thursday, in addition to what you're already planning to cover, would you please put on your I'm a man, and those of you who here who are men or who have the men who are doing the recruiting, where it's not that, oh, my wife did it, so I'm doing now.
Sure.
I know those yours was, so we get some of the recruiting in inviting to men, which can be a little different than how we invite to women. I would really appreciate that, please, sir. Not that
Yeah,
not,
you bet.
not to address it now on Thursday, please, sir.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Awesome.
All
All
right.
right.
I keep seeing a few questions. I'm just going to clarify. Saturday with Eric Worre will not be recorded. Okay. So that's what he's doing. That's, understandable. We're happy to send this recording from today out to all of you, even if it's just a swift, there was a ton of information. There's a lot of kick in the pants, energy in this thing. So if that's what you want to send out to your people, even if they can't make it Saturday or whatever, I still think it's really valuable. So we're going to send that to you then. And, yeah, I have so many, this chat thing is so interesting. I've never had a chat where I was the only one that could see it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Very
I
overwhelming.
must-
I am in charge of everyone's questions. Oh my gosh. My IG. Here you go. My IG is Kierston K. Eric Worre is Eric Worre.
Hey, Kyle, I'm loving some of the quotes that he talked about like the next wave. And I think this comes from like Cody Sanchez too, because she's talking a lot about
He's cool.
the baby boomers, like they're getting rid of their plumbing business and this and that. And this business is primed, like the plumbing business is primed for the new ownership to come in and tweak it slightly and make it become even than it is, because baby boomers may not be using email marketing. They may not be using Facebook ads. And I think it'd be really cool in our presentation, just kind of researching that, is taking these type of things and bringing that language into the doTERRA presentation, like what he said, right? There's that opportunity for the next people to come in where this business is already really well primed for you to take over and grow it even more massive than before, right? Like the retired maybe it's kind of a little bit of joke, like the retired people in doTERRA. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I just really love
Yeah,
the
for sure.
statistics, and I thought it was really cool. And the second thing I also really like it, or what I kind of felt, is the language just around like an up leveling around talking about the business, because I think that's what he's talking about, is people are really afraid to talk about network marketing as a business. You know, we lead so much with, say, the tourism. So
Yeah,
it was interesting to
Tourists.
kind of.
We're good tour guides. We've
Yeah,
been
we're
really
great.
great tour guides.
We're great
at
tour
talking.
guides. Yeah. So
great
it'll be interesting to see how those two presentations come together for our teams, like what we speak out to the people recruiting, what we speak out to the people who are already existing, and using a lot of those analogies in the presentation.
You know what, I won't take up any more time now, but on Thursday, I'll share with you, there was something he shared with us last week that was like, it blew my mind in terms of numbers and market share and
Yeah.
understanding like what your opportunity is in doTERRA right now. It was so good. So I've got notes on it. So come Thursday and I will share that with you, and we'll all bring our best to Thursday to get ready to blow it out of the water on Saturday. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing in the chat too, Laura Jacobs, I love you. She's like, let's be honest, doTERRA culture is to sell to the tourists. Like it is, and it's good, right? But it still makes such a greater opportunity for the leaders to lead that many more people. So yeah, it's so good. All right, you guys are amazing. Thanks so much. I love all these chats. I wish you guys could see them. We'll figure that out and never make that mistake again. But you guys are awesome. All right. Aloha. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.